With both appreciation and honor that I welcome you to the 34th Annual General Congress of the Ghana Dental Association here in Koforidua at the Capital View Hotel. I think Dr. Korte has given you a very nice, warm welcome, asked you to explore the city and enjoy the city. And of course, you can enjoy the Koforidua flowers as well. So this unique gathering unites professionals advancing our nation's oral health. My dear dentists and specialists here present, and I must say that I've been very happy with this year's turnout. I have seen a lot of old faces, Dr. Kudom, who we haven't seen in a while, Dr. Samwa, who we also haven't seen in a while, Prof. Nyakun. It's been such a delight. I know we've seen you in a while. I know. But I want to acknowledge you, Prof. I know you are here every year. So it's such a delight to see you all here, Dr. Jabba, all our highly respected dentists. Your clinical mastery commands respect, even healthy apprehension worldwide. Yet beneath this expertise lies profound kindness, gentleness, and tender care. I do not take it for granted, the sacrifice this represents. Leaving your busy practices, your essential locums, meetings, and offices behind to dedicate your individual time to this Congress. Distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it feels just like yesterday when I stood before you in Kumasi, reading my speech. And all too soon, it's time to reflect on the journey we have shared and to celebrate the milestones we have reached since then. I will not dwell too much on our achievements. Yes, great as they are, there are still a lot of tasks that lie ahead of us and a lot of challenges that we need to surmount. But I'll reflect on last year's FDI World Oral Health Day, 2024. It was a great success, and we ended up winning the best media campaign for the FDI. That was really a good success. And at this point, I'd like to acknowledge the heads of the World Oral Health Day Committee, Dr. Gwendolyn Amakwe and Dr. Helen Reku. Please stand up and let's give them a resounding applause. They did a mighty good job. Thank you very much, Dr. Helen and Dr. Gwendolyn. We continued our teledentistry, continued to reach out to underserved communities. We also continued our GDA, CDA webinars, as we heard from Dr. Ankra. This year, we carried out World Oral Health Day once again in March, and Dr. Vera Boidu has already told us how it went. It was a great success. For the first time, we touched each of the 16 regions in Ghana with our outreaches. And you know, if you haven't been to these underserved communities, you don't really visualize how important these outreaches are, but we really touched the lives of many people with our outreaches. We also had a smile bus where we had dentists getting on the buses to various routes and educating people on oral health. We also went to the marketplaces and also educated people on oral health. And as you all might know, one of the goals of this executive is to increase dental awareness amongst our populace. So that we were very, very proud of. This year, I think the stars have just aligned for us as GDA. The Ministry of Health and the Ghana Health Service have taken very keen interest in oral health and are very, very keen on pushing the oral health agenda to the extent that the Ghana Health Service had its own World Oral Health Day activity, and that I thought was really great. And I hope that next year we can collaborate with you to have an even bigger and better event. From the Ministry of Health, The head of the Medical and Dental Health Program, Dr. Ernest Koforidua, has been very proactive in reaching out to us as an association. And we have had a Zoom meeting with him. We've had a number of meetings with him where we have shared challenges in oral health, where we have spoken to him about our objectives and our goals as a dental association, what the problems and challenges are in dentistry. We've even started talking about the oral health policy and putting things down for the policy. So that's also a very big step in the right direction. This year, we also launched our Ghana Dental Association website. The website had been quite dormant and quite dead for some time. We put together a committee which worked on the website, worked very hard on the website, and produced our website, which is ghdentalassociation.org. They also worked on the WhatsApp channel, and so we have a WhatsApp channel, Ghana Dental Association, and I'll then treat everybody here to subscribe to increase our subscription. I think now we are hitting about 1,000. And you can get all the information you want on oral health on our WhatsApp channel. All our other social media handles have been very well activated: Instagram, Facebook, what are they called? YouTube, yes, TikTok. Anywhere you want to find us, you find us there. So the young ones, you can meet us there. There was also a very important program that happened, which was the first ever International Dental Congress. It was led by the Ghana Doctors and Dentists Association in the UK, that's GDDA UK, in collaboration with the Ghana College and Medical and Dental Council, the school, University of Ghana Dental School, and the Ghana Dental Association. This was a conference that brought together speakers from the diaspora and then the local speakers. We learned a lot from them, they learned a lot from us, and I think it's a conference that must be encouraged and must happen every year and must be ably supported by all the stakeholders. Today I stand before you not just as your president, but as a fellow practitioner and a citizen of our beloved country, concerned, deeply concerned, about a quiet yet dangerous threat facing our profession and the public that we serve, and that's dental quackery. As we may well know, this is a spate of individuals, there's a spate of individuals without professional or proper qualifications, training or licensing, practicing various forms of dentistry, often resulting in harmful and ineffective treatments. Now, one of my first encounters with dental quackery was when I think I was in final year at the dental school, and I was in the restorative department when a lady came with severe pain, a lot of pain, I mean very unbearable pain. And she came to see me, took her history and all. She said she had had a root canal treatment. That was her history. Her presenting complaint was that she had had a root canal treatment and she didn't know why, but some months later the tooth was really, really, really aching. So I said, okay, fine, did all that I needed to do and then took an x-ray. To my amazement, there was no gutta pecker in this tooth. And, you know, it was just pain, damage, and deep regret. And I remember thinking to myself, is this really the profession I've chosen? Not really because of it, but I thought to myself, are we so poor that it's difficult to buy materials for us to serve our patients properly? But that was just the beginning. At the maxillofacial unit in Koforidua, I saw more. Fractured roots left behind by quacks, abscesses, infections, some of which actually led to deaths. The evidence was everywhere, and it still is. Like Dr. Ankra said yesterday, quackery, like poverty, has always been with us, and I guess would always be with us. But what has changed between that period when I was a young house officer to now when I'm a senior specialist is how bold it has become. Dental quackery used to be hidden, but now, like the traditional practitioners, you know, when we're younger, when you're traveling to your village, that's when you see the little signboards of the African traditional religion people. But like them, it's now in our faces, it's on our phones. It's no longer confined to the desperate or untrained. It's happening in salons, barbering shops, kiosks, run by people who look like you and me, middle class, polished, sometimes even backed by power. In Ghana, where regulation can be difficult to enforce, this menace thrives. We see it in unsterile procedures, the misuse of materials, and the lies patients are told. This isn't just fraud, ladies and gentlemen, it's harm. And it's our collective responsibility to call it out and shut it down. Dental quackery is a dangerous menace, offering ineffective treatments that harm unsuspecting patients and endanger both oral and overall health. It also distorts the integrity of our noble profession, reducing years of rigorous training to a mere cosmetic service. If dentistry was that simple, we wouldn't spend 7 years earning the title. We were trained to heal, not to compete with harm. As elucidated by Baktawa Aziz et al. In 2023, in a study assessing knowledge, attitudes, and practices of people regarding dental quackery, low socioeconomic status, low awareness, and easy accessibility were the main reasons for people visiting dental quacks. Much to our chagrin, what I can only describe as crimes against humanity are not being committed by untrained, unlicensed individuals alone, but disturbingly by some of our very own licensed professionals. This is not just distressing, it is humiliating for our profession. The conversation is no longer just about unqualified individuals posing as dentists. It also includes us dentists, dental technicians, and auxiliary staff who act as dentists, often supported by some dental laboratories who knowingly enable this illegal practice. This is not just a crisis for dentists, it's a crisis for the entire oral health ecosystem, and we all have a role to play in confronting it. Without a doubt, there are serious consequences of this silent epidemic. The pain, the infections, the long-term damage to teeth and gums, the financial exploitation, and paramount to this, the erosion of public trust in the dental profession, undermining our credibility as qualified professionals and the importance of seeking proper dental care. In this year's AGM, our focus as an association is rightly guided in addressing dental quackery by increasing awareness. In our individual and collective engagement with the public, we must intensify public education in clinics, in schools, in the media, and online. We must not hesitate to seize every opportunity to educate the public on the importance and necessity of seeking care from licensed professionals and the associated dangers of not doing so. We as dental professionals must individually hold ourselves accountable and strive to be honest with our work. We must work with pride, knowing we are called and chosen to offer the best in dental and oral care for the good people of our nation, also doing the right thing in every given situation. Accountability, my dear dentists, begins with us, but it must not end there. Colleagues, let's be honest. The dentist-to-patient ratio in Ghana is still alarmingly low, widened even further by the clustering of dental services in major urban areas. The centralization while often practical, has unintentionally left rural and peri-urban populations exposed. And this void, quackery, has marched unchecked. In Ghana, the ratio of citizens per dentist is a staggering 1:58,400, highlighting the critical need for increased access and early intervention. This is also a good opportunity to appeal to our cherished and supportive sponsors and stakeholders to help with the association's efforts in expanding dental services in the underserved regions of our country to further aid the regulation of the cost of treatment. We cannot do this alone. Today, I call on you, corporate sponsors and development partners, to invest in rural outreach, mobile dental units, which we promise HEFRA will license, and education campaigns. Policymakers and regulators to support the decentralized dental infrastructure and timely enforcement of licensure laws. And most of all, I call on my own members to be part of the solution, whether by supporting outreach, mentoring rural placements, or even if it means offering virtual consultations. We must meet the people where they are. We must likewise partner with law enforcement, the Ministry of Health, and other key stakeholders to strengthen monitoring and enforcement. We must take it upon ourselves to raise the standards that serve to protect and preserve our practice in ethics, in patient care, and in transparency. We must endeavor in the use of the appropriate legal framework to crack down and, at best, persecute any such individuals engaged in dental quackery, even if they fall within our rank and file. Our work as an association is not in isolation. We are aligned with the Sustainable Development Goals, particularly SDG 3, 10, and 17, good health and well-being, reduce inequalities, and partnerships for the goals, respectively. These global priorities demand that oral health is not an afterthought, but a vital place of the public health puzzle. Let us also reflect on the progress and lessons of the Millennium Development Goals, which taught us that health gains require long-term collaboration, targeted investments, and strong professional bodies like ours. Colleagues, this is not merely a fight for professional pride. It is a fight for public safety. It is a fight for the single mother who loses her teeth to